Hello, my friend. Welcome to tonight's episode of Talk Me to Sleep. I'm Rudy, and this is your space to let go of the day and find peace.
And I'm Connie. Together, we're here to guide you into a calm and restful sleep. If you prefer the gentle tones of a Welsh man or an English woman, you'll find both options available here on our channel. Choose the voice that soothes you best.
So, take a deep breath with us, in and out. Let the noise of the world fade away as we begin tonight's journey into rest. Paul the Python, a jungle tale of friendship and change. In the heart of the vibrant jungle, where the sun painted golden patches on the forest floor and the air buzzed with life, there lived a snake named Paul. Now Paul wasn't just big, he was enormous. His scales shimmered in the shades of green and gold, and when he slithered, the ground seemed to whisper under his weight. But despite his impressive looks, Paul wasn't exactly loved by the other animals in the jungle. You see, Paul had a habit of scaring everyone, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. When monkeys swung by, Paul would hiss loudly and make them tumble off their branches. When the birds chirped happily, he'd sneak up and flick his tail, sending them fluttering away in a flurry of feathers. It wasn't that Paul wanted to be mean. He just didn't know any other way to get attention. But the truth was, Paul felt lonely. He watched from the shadows as the other animals laughed, played and helped each other. Deep down, he wished he could be part of the fun too. One sunny morning, the jungle was abuzz with excitement. Bella the monkey was planning a big feast to celebrate the arrival of the rainy season. Everyone was invited. Everyone except Paul. As Paul slithered through the undergrowth, he overheard Bella talking to Freddie the firefly. "We can't invite Paul," Bella said with a sigh. "He'll just scare everyone away like he always does." Paul's heart sank, but he tried to shake it off. "Fine," he muttered to himself. "Who needs their silly party anyway?" That day, Paul decided to pull one of his pranks. As the animals gathered fruit and nuts for the feast, he slithered out from behind a tree and let out a loud, dramatic hiss. The animals scattered in all directions, their food rolling onto the ground. "Paul," Bella cried, shaking her tiny fist, "why do you have to ruin everything?" Paul just smirked, but inside he felt worse than ever. Later that evening, as Paul lay coiled up in his favourite shady spot, he noticed something strange. The jungle, usually so full of life, had gone eerily quiet. Suddenly, Tilly the tortoise came hurrying by, or at least as quickly as a tortoise can hurry. "Tilly," Paul asked, surprised, "what's going on?" "It's Bella," Tilly panted. "She climbed too high, trying to pick fruit, and now she's stuck on a branch of the tallest tree." The others are too scared to climb up and help her. Paul blinked. His first instinct was to make a joke. Then he looked at Tilly's worried face and thought about Bella, scared and alone. For the first time, Paul realised he didn't want to scare anyone anymore. He wanted to help. Paul slithered quickly through the jungle, his long body weaving around trees and rocks. When he reached the tall tree where Bella was stuck, a crowd of animals had gathered below. "Oh no, it's Paul," someone muttered, but Paul ignored them. He looked up and saw Bella clinging to a branch, trembling. "Hang on, Bella," he called. "I'll get you down." Using his powerful body, Paul wrapped himself around the trunk of the tree and began to climb. His scales glittered in the moonlight as he stretched higher and higher until he reached the branch where Bella was perched. "Climb onto my back," Paul said gently. Bella hesitated, but then she saw the kindness in his eyes and carefully climbed aboard. With Bella safely on his back, Paul began the slow journey down. The animals watched in awe as he moved with strength and care. When they reached the ground, the crowd erupted into cheers. "You saved me, Paul," Bella exclaimed, her eyes wide with gratitude. From that day on, everything changed for Paul. The animals no longer saw him as a bully or a troublemaker. Instead, they saw him as a protector, someone they could count on when things got tough. Paul also changed. He stopped playing mean pranks and started using his strength and size to help others. He helped build nests for birds, carried heavy fruit for the tortoises, and even made the littlest animals laugh with his funny stories. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Bella approached Paul. "We're having another feast tomorrow," she said with a smile, "and this time you're the guest of honor." Paul's eyes widened. "Me? Really?" "Really," Bella said. "You've shown us that there's a place for everyone in the jungle, even a big, shiny python like you." As the stars twinkled above, Paul lay in his cosy spot, surrounded by the sounds of the jungle. His jungle, where he finally felt at home. He thought about how far he had come, from a lonely troublemaker to a beloved friend. He realized that it wasn't so hard to be part of the jungle life after all. All it took was a bit of kindness, courage, and a bit of change. With a contented sigh, Paul closed his eyes, his heart full and happy. For the first time, he drifted off to sleep, knowing that he wasn't just accepted, he was loved. No star, Paul. Good night, Paul. Sweet dreams. And now, as the night deepens, let your mind drift, light as a feather. Remember, you're never alone in this space. Whenever you need a gentle voice to guide you to sleep, I'll be right here. If this brought you a moment of calm, I'd love for you to subscribe and listen to us again. But for now, sweet dreams, my friend. Sleep well. No star. Good night.